Hey there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Alan's Collection. Today we have someone quite frightening. So if you're a mutant, beware of him. Dirk Savage. But we also have the love interest of Raphael. We're talking about Mona Lisa. So Dirk Savage and Mona Lisa. Let's begin! Neca TMNT Toon Line, Dirk Savage and Mona Lisa. Okay guys, let's check out the outer box now. And of course we have a classic 2-pack window box where you can see the two figures and some of its accessories here on the front. And of course on the lower sides you have pictures of the figures in their cartoon style. And we have Dirk Savage looking very confident. On the other side we have Mona Lisa very happy. So very nice pictures of both figures in their cartoon style. And of course, as I said, we can see some of the accessories, a chemistry and physics book there. And that's the front of the box. Let's check the side of the box. And we have Mona Lisa waving at you, saying hi. And now let's check the back of the box, guys. We have a picture of both figures together. Dirk Savage with his gun and Mona Lisa angry and possibly about to fight. On the left we have information about the turtles and some other figures to collect, guys. We can see here on the bottom part figures like Lotus and the Ghost of Chakahachi, Rex 1 and Zack the Fifth Turtle with Smash. And on the other side of the box we have the logo of the TMNT on top and Dirk Savage on the bottom. Now let's get back to the front of the box, and this is the outer box. Let's review now the blister box, guys. Okay guys, here we have the blister box for Dirk Savage and Mona Lisa. Now you can see more of the figures, more of the accessories. Very nice colors in the accessories. Looks like a chemistry lab on the right. Very cool, guys. We also have an artwork of one of the famous scenes. We're talking about the entrance to the sewer in New York. Nice artwork there. You decide to keep it or throw it away, whatever you want to do with it. But here's the artwork, really nice. So let's start with Dirk Savage. Let's check out the vanilla pose for Dirk Savage, guys. Okay guys, let's check out Dirk Savage. Exciting colors we have here. This is what stands out the most. I'm growing on this character. At first, when I saw him in the TMNT animated series, I thought he was just a bully. But looking at this mutant hunter, how Neca has painted and sculpted this figure, I'm really growing on this character. Look at the red shirt, brown and grey shoulder pads, purple military pants with the outside pockets, the exterior pockets, and that brown cross belt. Really cool, guys. Looks like he has a military uniform there, ready to hunt all mutants that come across his path. Another thing that stands out is obviously the head sculpt. Really cool head sculpt, guys. Look at that amazing pompadour hair. Reminds me of Ace Ventura, guys. And his purple eye patch matches his purple pants, guys. Really cool. And of course, he has this Popeye chin. So nicely sculpted, exciting colors, and will stand out in my TMNT display, guys. Now, let's check the articulation for Dirk Savage. Now let's check out the articulation for Dirk Savage, guys. As you can see, it doesn't move much to the left. That's because of the cross belt that is getting on the way. It does move a little bit to the right a little bit with extreme care. And it moves a little bit down and quite nicely up. Oh, and it does tilt. Limited articulation for the head, guys, but there is still some articulation there. Now, the torso articulation. There is an ab crunch, so you can move the figure forward. You can move the figure backwards. And you can wobble the figure. You can move the figure to the left, the right a little bit, not much. I'm surprised you cannot move it more. So there's some articulation in the torso, not much. Let's check out the arm articulation. So the arm goes forward. It doesn't go all the way up because of the shoulder pads, as you can move the arm backwards. The same problem, the shoulder pads. And of course you can move the arm out. You can move the arm out. There is bicep articulation. You can see the cut there, and I already tried moving their bicep, but I don't want to force it. But we do have a double jointed elbow as well, and only the lower part of the double jointed elbow is moving. It should move. I am not going to force this figure. And lastly, for have wrist articulation, you can move 360 degrees. And that's about it for arm articulation. Let's move to leg articulation, guys. So the leg moves forward quite nicely. However, the leg doesn't move backward that much. I think it's because of the hips. And you can move the leg out, guys. And let's move to the knee articulation. Double jointed knee. It moves quite nicely, so you can pose him battle mode with his knees bent, guys. And finally, the foot articulation. You should have a roca, but I'm not gonna force it again. You can move a little bit down, a little bit up. So that's it for the articulation, guys. Okay guys, here we have the accessories for Dirk Savage, and quite a few accessories, guys. So let's start with the stun gun, or the regular gun. Very nicely sculpted and painted. Very futuristic, I may add. And the combination of colors are really cool. Gray and black and white. Very nice. Next we have a rod. Very nicely sculpted and painted rod. Blue and white and gray on the top. And we have his classic 2-barrel stun rifle, guys, with a strap. It's also nicely painted in brown and gray with black lines. And of course the strap is completely black. Next we have the trap base, or the base trap with removable energy field, similar to the energy field that comes in one of the Punk Frog's 2-packs. So this is more complete. Unlike the Punk Frog that only comes with energy field, this one has a base trap. Really, really cool, guys. Next we have the holster for the weapons with a soft plastic strap to slide the 2-barreled stun rifle. This is how you place the 2-barrel stun rifle inside the holster, guys. You have to remove the soft plastic strap that is on the holster, so that the stun rifle slides in. And we have also on the side a clip for the rod, guys, for the blue and white rod. And then once you have the weapons inside the holster, you can place them on Dirk Savage shoulder strap. So this holster has a peg that goes in the shoulder strap, so you can display Dirk Savage wearing those weapons on his back, guys. Really cool, like this, and it looks really, really cool. And finally, for the weapons, we have the stun cuffs that we saw on the show that were used to catch Leonardo and Toka. Let's finish the accessories with the interchangeable hands, guys. We have a couple of slightly open fists, And we have also the two interchangeable hands. This is for grabbing a gun. So that's it for the accessories of Dirk Savage. Really nice accessories. Nicely painted, nicely sculpted. Really cool, guys. Okay, guys, now let's check out Mona Lisa, who is part of the latest holothon. These became very difficult to get, but we got them in the end, so that's what counts, doesn't it? So this is the vanilla pose for Mona Lisa, and of course the first thing that stands out is that huge, nicely sculpted hair, guys. But we'll get back to the head sculpt in a moment. The painted skin, it does resemble a lizard. The tones between light green and darker green very much play well with each other. That tail, it is really big, and it gives you some trouble when posing this figure, because if you don't balance the figure with this heavy tail, then you will have trouble posing her. So you have to balance between the body and the tail, as the tail is quite heavy, guys. So I very much like webbed hands. Usually we see in types of species that spend time in the water, but she does seem to only have it in her hands. It does look quite nice, quite cool, guys. And of course, now speaking about the head sculpt, I very much like that huge brown hair, but it's nicely painted. The layers in the hair really stand out. And of course she has a ponytail, which is a very big ponytail, very much like the pink sort of like a tie that she has around her neck. And of course her face expression, she looks happy. She has this pleasant expression in her face, really nice, and the eyes are very calm, very simple, her face, but very expressive at the same time, guys. So, and then she has this belt, brown belt, very nicely, guys. So now that we have checked the vanilla pose, let's check the articulation for Mona Lisa, guys. Now let's check out the articulation for Mona Lisa. So let's start with the head. The head goes down a little bit, just a little bit. The head goes up a little bit as well, not much there. You can move the head to the left, and then the head to the right. And of course the head tilts left, tilts right. Let's move to the torso articulation. And Mona Lisa doesn't have a nav crunch. There's not much articulation. You can barely move her forward, backward. You certainly cannot move her much to the left, much to the right. She does wobble, as you can see, she does wobble. She does tilt, but that's about it. Now let's check out the arm articulation. The arm goes forward very nicely. It goes backwards and it goes out. And we can see bicep articulation there, 360 degrees with no problem. Now let's check out the elbow articulation. It is of course a double jointed elbow, and you can flex the elbow quite nicely. Then finally we have the wrist articulation. You can move the wrist 360 degrees as well as you can move the wrist up and down. Now let's check out the leg articulation. I think the legs are the best articulated for Mona Lisa. As you clearly, you can move the leg forward. You can move the leg backwards quite nicely. You can move the leg out as well. And now we move to the knee articulation. It's a double jointed knee, and you can bend the knee quite nicely as well. So really cool. And finally the foot articulation. I believe it has a rocker, but it's too stiff, so I cannot show it to you because I don't want to mess up the figure. You are able to move it down and up the foot. The tail, surprisingly so, is highly articulated, guys. You can move the tail, rotate the tail all the way, as you can see here. You can move the tail up and down. You can even move the tail to the side, and she still has balance. And you can switch the tail. You can put it up, you can put it down. Fantastic, guys. So that's it for articulation of Mona Lisa, guys. Now, let's check out the accessories. Okay guys, let's check now the accessories for Mona Lisa. As we remember from that episode, Mona Lisa was a physics college student. Obviously, the accessories reflect her career, guys. So, we have quite the science lab equipment here. First, we have a flask with a pink substance. Really nicely sculpted, guys. Then we have 3 test tubes with their stand. Pink, green and blue, guys. Really cool. We also get a flask with a green substance and a cork on the top. This flask has a stand, a base, very, very accurate to the show. Very, very nicely sculpted. Then we have a physics and chemistry textbooks. Very nicely painted and sculpted, guys. And finally we have the extra interchangeable head sculpt. This is Mona Lisa in her angry version. Again we have this brown huge hair and nicely painted teeth, guys. So that's it for the accessories. Quite colorful and academic accessories, guys. Dirk Savage is a mercenary. He was hired by A.J. Howard, a supposed billionaire, but it turned out to be a slug, like an alien slug. Dirk Savage, on Howard's orders, starts hunting Toka and Reza, Genghis Frog and Napoleon Bonafrog. So Dirk Savage also starts hunting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When Dirk Savage was hunting Reza started to subdue Dirk Savage. And that's where the turtles stepped in and helped Dirk Savage. Dirk Savage realized at that moment that he was doing the wrong thing by hunting mutants. Mona Lisa, a physics college student that was doing some research in a boat, was attacked by Captain Filch. He managed to kidnap Mona Lisa and order her to use her knowledge to create something for Captain Filch. And in the process, there was an accident with this nuclear reactor that was on the ship, and she became a mutant. She met Raphael in one costume party thrown by none other than MacDonald Crump, a billionaire that was attacked by Captain Filch, and there was Mona Lisa trying to stop that attack, but Raphael got in her way, and there was also a click there, a romantic click between Mona Lisa and Raphael, guys. So in the end, Raphael and the turtles managed to take down Captain Filch. In the end, Mona Lisa eats pizza with them, with the turtles, but we never see her again in another episode. Well then, guys, thank you very much for watching this review. Do not forget to give a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.